One of the best kick returners in school history, Frank Sadler still holds records today that he set during his tenure from 1957 to 1959. A four-sport star for the Trojans, Sadler earned all-conference honors on both the football field and baseball diamond, in addition to playing one season of basketball and competing in track and field for one season. Following his Troy career, Sadler went on to become a successful collegiate and high school coach before returning to Troy to retire. A native of Albany, Georgia, Sadler returned 3 kickoffs for touchdowns in his career, which still ranks as the most in Troy's over 100-year history of playing football. 2 of those returns came in the 1957 season, and he is one of just 2 players in Troy's history to have returned multiple kickoffs for a touchdown in a season. Additionally, Sadler's 215 kickoff return yards against North Alabama in 1959 have stood the test of time as the Troy single-game record. After turning down a professional baseball contract, Sadler dedicated his life to coaching and spent over 40 years mentoring young athletes in both college and high school. Along the way, Sadler helped lead South Carolina to 1 Liberty Bowl and a pair of Gator Bowl appearances during his tenure, and the Gamecocks reached as high as number 2 in the national rankings during the 1984 season. Sadler's high school coaching career was just as successful, as he won 3 area and county championships at Bob Jones High School and was named Madison County Coach of the Year on 4 separate occasions. Sadler, who was inducted into the Albany, Georgia Sports Hall of Fame in 2002, finished his high school coaching career with a 110, 65, and 5 record.
I went over and met J.B. Rowland at Troy State, at Dothan, to drive to Troy State and enter a tryout for a football scholarship. And at the end of the tryout, they gave 9 kids a half a scholarship apiece, and then Clipson called me in. I was the last one, the 8th one, and he called me in and said that because I was the fastest and because I had had a great camp, they were going to give me a full scholarship. I lit up. I thought it was a wonderful opportunity and just a great break for me. Everybody nicknamed me because I was so little. And, Red Rider and Little Beaver, so they ended up calling me Little Beaver. Charles Henderson was my first job. I fell in love with that class because I got to work on the annual, I got to work on a lot of different things. But the bottom thing was that my principal and I were very good, working together. And at the same time, I had a lot of friends. Mike Amos is still a friend of mine now. And then at the same time, K.T. Cole is a very good friend of mine. And Joe Lee Dunn got me a job with Coach Joe Marson. And my first job was at University of Chattanooga. And so I was the offensive coordinator. Joe Lee got me the job, and he was a defensive coordinator there. And so that really helped me a great deal of getting started in college coaching. I love First Baptist Church, and I love Patty Linton. I love her with my whole heart. When I first saw her, she just gleamed and twinkled and everything of being a beautiful girl. So I said, would you got anything going tonight? Or a date or anything? She said, no. I said, would you like to go with a date with me? And she looked at me and she said, yeah, I'll go with you to a date. I said, I'll guarantee I'll be a gentleman. One day I got back early. In fact, I'd come over with J.B. Rowland to be brought to try out. And while we were coming back, all of a sudden we come to an area where there was about 15 little pigs running all over the place. And all of a sudden, they wanted to stop and see if they could catch one. So I caught one and brought it back to them, and we carried it all the way back to the dorm. Just one. We didn't take all 15 that we saw. But the bottom, I carried it out to the men that work and help everybody on campus and asked them if they could fatten it up that we would barbecue it later and maybe have a party with it. So that's what we did.